What's up, guys? Welcome back to Kinda Funny's MCU in Review. This week, The Avengers. This show happens every Tuesday at 9 a.m. on youtube.com/kindafunny or podcast services where, Greg?
Around the globe.
It's true. It's true. And you have all been very nice to us on those podcast services by going over there and liking, subscribing, and doing all that stuff. Means a lot to us. We appreciate it. And I also love seeing all the discussion in the comments over on YouTube. This show been a breakout hit for Kinda Funny. And
It has been.
Phase 1 is coming to a close. This is the end of it.
Very exciting times.
And I wouldn't rather have anyone else at this table, except for maybe Andy Cortez, who was missing because he's very, very sick. But I talked to him, and I got it. He's sick.
Do we want to, cool, Greg, heads up, you might have to cut this out. Like, do we want to do that? Do we want to, lie for him?
I don't know.
I understand we don't like bringing drama from behind the scenes and front
Into
scenes,
the front
but
of
it
the
was
scenes.
an insult to the entire MCU in Review show last week when he was like, "Just personal, it's not my, it's not my."
Yeah,
kept saying that.
he got a
And then-
timeout.
What did he want to do? I forget. He wanted Incredible Hulk hire. What was he
Yeah, I
doing?
don't know. Nobody cares.
All I'm saying also
There's a
is this.
system here, dude.
He's suspended.
Bureaucracy. He is suspended, although I did get his votes in case it comes down to that. Something tells me
And
it
it
won't.
will. No?
I don't think so, man.
Yeah, no,
Maybe it will.
but
Maybe
I'm just
we're
dramatic.
getting
I'm just being
crazy.
dramatic.
The most dramatic season ever. Welcome to Kinda Funny's MCU Review. I'm Tim Gettys. This is Kevin Coelho. That is Greg Millen over there. Nick Scarpino. Andy Cortez usually joins us, but like I just said, he's sick at home. We already got that stuff, and it's great. Let's get right to the crux of the matter, gentlemen.
Okay.
The Avengers.
Okay.
Released on May 4th, 2012.
Good day.
Okay.
Following Captain America, the First Avenger. That was in July 2011. So we had a fair amount of
wow.
time.
Yeah,
there.
a lot of time,
Pretty,
a lot of time.
Pretty big of a jump. Directed by the one and only Joss Whedon.
What up?
You might know him for co-writing Toy Story.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wait, what?
Yeah.
I would have
cool.
jumped to Buffy, but okay,
And
sure.
he did Buffy. He did that amazing run on Astonishing X-Men. Did some stuff for Justice League. Did a whole bunch of things.
Do you
Joss
know,
Whedon.
do you know a
Very
fun thing?
talented.
The DC cinematic subreddit hates him now. Hates him. All these threads all the time about release the Zack Snyder cut of
my God,
Justice
there
League.
is
My
no Zack
God,
Snyder
there's
cut.
nothing to say in
You
that
can.
movie.
You're welcome to go watch the trailer comparisons where they're like, "Where's this scene? Where's this scene? Where's this scene? Why was this reshot?" There's a fucking cut of that movie
I'd
somewhere.
love
There's a cut
there's a whole
somewhere.
I'd love
bunch
for
of
them to release the cut and it's just a jumbled mess of 40 minutes of footage together and then Ben Affleck.
Well, he left. He
That's it. Just fucking Ben Affleck.
had to leave, obviously under terrible circumstances.
Terrible.
But also, I feel like well before the movie was done. So I don't even know how
Was
much
it well
of a.
before the movie was done?
Wasn't it?
I thought it was like...
Or was it
think it
done
was-
and then
We're
he
going to
No,
save
no,
this
no,
for
I think it was
DCU? My apologies. My apologies. Calm down.
Let's get to the budget here.
Finally,
ladies and gentlemen.
This,
we
this
go.
is my
The
favorite part of
important
every
Here's the
MCU
thing. So
interview.
Captain America, 140 million budget. What would you guys guess for Avengers?
Go easily over 2.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. around
315.
220.
Yeah.
Okay, that
220
was too
million.
wild.
Now,
315, you're crazy, man.
Captain America, box office, $370 million.
This is exciting.
Avengers,
There it is. Go on.
Close to a bill.
$1.5
Yeah.
billion.
1.5
Yeah, this is
billion.
why, if I remember, I was like, this is when they really started breaking
Yep.
it out.
Whoa.
This is when they were like,
this is a big
jump.
When you build a universe with was it 5 movies?
This was the 6th movie.
Yeah, so 5 movies underneath it, man, it all adds up. Yeah, all right, but I wasn't looking forward. I was looking at Tim.
If you're an audio listener, there's a 90-inch TV that says 1 through 6.
If you're a visual watcher, you can't see the damn screen. So
Hey, I'm
no.
just saying, they didn't see me look over there. They didn't know what I'm saying. You know what, Nick? Cool them down. Otherwise, we got another suspension coming up.
Oh my God.
There's
Is
so
Andy
much
suspended?
zany
Is that what
action.
happened?
No, but seriously, holy crap. That's
a lot of money.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of money.
that is
Well
really
deserved.
Well deserved. Very, very, very well deserved.
Yeah.
This is when the whole Disney shit really started. And from here on out, it was Disney all the way.
Was it because it opened with the Paramount thing?
It opened with
so
Paramount, so this was still part of that whole
The
thing.
deal,
but
right?
this was the turning point over
Okay.
into
Okay.
Disney. Let me know if I'm
'cause-
wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure
Captain
I meant
America wasn't Captain America the last one?
this one had Paramount as well.
Yeah, no, but it was the last one not made by Marvel Studios.
What? They're all Marvel Studios.
Or
Paramount distributed them and then
distributed.
and
Okay.
then Disney
Yeah,
bought
yeah,
them out. I'm not
Got
sure
it.
at what point Disney bought them.
Disney bought them years prior to this even, but because there's things already in the pipeline.
Since they were all being set
Paramount
up.
still
Much like
got
the X-Men series.
Paramount still got like
They're
distribution
gonna bring them
credits.
home.
Got it. Makes sense.
Get out of here.
Makes sense. That is a huge jump. I would love to see when if and when we do the DCEU in review. I'd like to see when Man of
I don't know
Steel.
if our hearts could take it.
I'd like to see when Man of Steel coincides with this, like when DC decided, like, holy shit, we really need to get our shit together, because I can't remember when those years correlated.
Yeah, and how those budgets versus box
Yeah,
office.
it'd be
turned
cool to
out,
see.
too. I mean, what's crazy is, and right now it's all rumors because the movies aren't done yet. We don't know everything. But I was looking for Easter eggs for this, and I saw articles about the budget for Avengers 3 and 4, so Infinity War and the next one, could be over $1 billion for the budget of the
That's
movie.
insane. That
For
makes
both of them?
no
Yeah, for
goddamn
both.
sense.
Okay, that's
So,
not.
but I mean,
both
that's
of them?
still
That's not.
Yeah, both.
That's
total.
still pretty crazy.
That's still 500 million
per
They're
movie?
making. They're
movie.
making
But
Skrilla.
when
I
you
mean,
think
they've got
about
a lot of
all
stars
the star
now, too.
powers
Yeah,
and that, like,
exactly,
that shit must
exactly.
cost money.
Also, it's one of those things where Disney's at the point
a
now
lot
where they're
of
like,
money.
if we don't make it back with Avengers, which they will, by the way, but if they need a little extra push, they got Solo coming out.
They'll figure
they
it
got Star Wars. They got like 8 movies coming out every year that are going to be billion-dollar franchises or movies for them, so they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
They're fine.
So
Never.
we gotta begin with
Never.
what is and always will be the plot. Now, Greg, I want to do something different. All right, we've been trying to figure out the best way to do these reviews, get through the plot and all that. And a lot of people in the comments have different opinions on how.
Some
we should
people
do it.
like the plot.
Some people like
don't
it. Some
like
people
the
think
plot.
it's too long. Whatever. Well, we
I
want to
kind of fall
try.
down with most of them usually. Like they've watched the movie.
Yeah.
They just watched.
Yeah,
the
but it's
movie.
fun to hear you guys retell it. In my
Well, it's fun
opinion,
when I do it, but again, when Andy, and one of the reasons he's suspended, he fucks it
he
up.
took 4 years to get through them.
It wasn't so much the 4 years. The problem is I like the idea of going through the movie to talk about the
forgot
different
some major
action.
plot
Yeah,
points.
it's not,
The
it's actually
action
good to go
scenes.
beat by beat sometimes.
So we can talk about the different scenes in the movie.
Sure.
But Greg, what I want you to do for this episode, we're going to try something. Let us know what you think. You got 2 minutes on the clock. The plot of the movie. Go.
go.
Wait, so who's timing me?
I am. Go.
Dude, I want to get it when it gets to the big hand.
Okay, all right.
All right, so in a very awkward opening, I just think it's a weird way to open this movie, right? Loki pops in, he's got he's tired. And you're like, why is Loki so tired? But he's got bags under his eyes and weird. He pops
You have
in.
2 minutes.
Tesseract's over there. They want the Tesseract. They get the Tesseract. They run away. He starts possessing people. Shield HQ boom, falls into a giant hole. Well, that's it. Nick Fury says, we need the Avengers now, everybody. And so they go get Captain America. He's been punching bags. You've seen it before. He's doing that. And then they're like, all right, cool. Here's a mission. I'll take the punch bag. And then they're like, you know what else we need?
why do you take
we
the
need,
punching bag?
We need fucking Scarlett Johansson, the Black Widow. She has an amazing scene where she's over there getting interrogated by some
Yeah.
guy. She breaks out of that. She runs away. Then she goes get the big guy. Another great scene. I'm getting Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk. Really, that fucking scene holds up really well. They bring them back. They all get in the helicarrier. Cool. Is it a submarine? No, motherfucker. It goes in the sky. And everybody's like, oh!
That was a fucking moment,
And
though.
then Iron Man, he's been doing stuff. He's Gwyneth Paltrow. She's leaving. She's not going to be in this movie too long. They got to keep it affordable. And then they go, and then they
1
all,
minute warning.
They all meet up there, and then hey, we're partying, and then they go capture Loki, and it's a fight between all the Avengers to get Loki. They get Loki. He gets captured. He comes home. Turns out it was all a plot. Here comes Hawkeye. He's got a crazy pink eye, and he comes in. And he blows stuff
blue
up, and they all
eyes.
stare, take it over. And then Coulson dies, and he's like, oh, that's what it does. And we got to avenge him. I thought they said avenge him, but they didn't say it in my movie. And then they like figured it out. They're where they are, and they go there, and then the Chikari. Here they come on through the big old worm man. Then Hulk shows back up on a motorcycle. He fights the thing. Everybody's working out. Teamwork's going really, really well. Iron Man's got to take that nuke up through the
30-second
hole.
warning.
He fucking takes it up through the hole.
Very dramatic scene.
It doesn't. He releases it, but then falls backwards. I guess gravity is pulling him
he
through
had
the
those
hole.
things eject.
Oh, right, that did
Yeah.
happen. Good call. Falls through, tear off the mask,
15
rah,
seconds.
and he wakes up. And what about Shawarma? Awesome scene of them facing down with Loki there. Then they go get the Shawarma, and then in
10
between there was
seconds.
some of the Thanos said he looked over. He doesn't say anything. That's later on in another one. I think Age of Ultron. Fine, I'll do it myself.
3, 2,
and then credits are done.
Done. Nailed it.
There you go, man.
Nailed it.
Good. And that's the plot of the Avengers.
That is.
All right, now let's get into this. Holy crap, is this a movie and a half?
Holy
My
crap.
God.
I love you guys,
Yeah.
and I love Avengers.
Yeah.
I'll give you 6 words though. Not as good as I remember.
Really?
I have to be 100% honest.
Oh my
I
God.
watched this back again and I was like, I am not enjoying this as much as I used to.
Are you
Really?
kidding me?
It is
Are you
it is
kidding me?
weird to say.
And here's the exact same. First off,
Still think it's top tier.
fucking amazing movie. I'm not taking
Yeah.
away from the movie. I just think it's what we've talked about where it's been so beneficial to the others knowing so much is that
Yeah.
it's weird to see Thor almost be funny here. And then it's the pacing of the movie I just feels weird. That opening
Really?
is
Here's
just
the thing.
weird.
I agree with you. The cold open, the whole shield scene, very fucking weird.
stuff with
the
Thanos
weird
and
Metal Gear
the-
Solid esque car chase.
Oh, yeah,
It's like
yeah, yeah.
ripped
That
straight
was
out of the
weird.
end of Metal Gear
Yeah,
Solid.
yeah.
Very fucking weird. I didn't like any of that stuff, and it felt like a weird way to set it up. after that, I thought the pacing was perfect. I love how
good.
it's just like, let's get the team together one by one, give each of them a really cool character scene.
Sure.
From Black Widow's interrogation being
Awesome.
fucking awesome, going to Hulk, having the
Awesome.
moment of all of them come, the guards with the guns going around him, building it up, having Thor and Loki have those moments. Like,
But
everything
even,
with Tony
even
Stark.
my thing of where I just feel like, and I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Kev, but even where I feel like even you're seeing Mark Ruffalo be Banner and Hulk for the first time, and he's good, but I know how much better he gets with it. It's just, I think it's just weird going back to something of.
Well, I think that the character is different. Like in Thor, he's a totally different person. He's experienced so much more.
Yeah, of course.
Like
of course.
specifically
Oh, no,
being, you know,
I get
trapped
why.
in Hulk. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I felt like, wow. I talked about how, you know, I always talk about this with Avengers, where I left that movie and couldn't stop smiling. And I just loved that movie. And I still love the movie. But I go back now and I'm like, man, I forget how far they've come with these films.
Yeah, that's my thing too. Is I watched it and I was like, this is a little rougher around the edges than I thought. Than I remember.
In what ways, though?
In just some of the scenes were a few of the scenes were actually cringeworthy. Like all the stuff with him,
Cringeworthy.
where he's talking to that weird character that's like Thanos' like sidekick.
Oh, his little minion
this
guy that
This
gets-
is fucking weird. And like, what's going on there? And I don't know. That whole thing just was a little strange. I
this
think
is
probably
such a dumb gripe, but I hate Captain America's suit in this one.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so stupid and colorful, but I think it fits.
But
I don't
like,
mind the
I
color.
think
I
it
think it's
totally
helmet
his
fits.
character
Yeah.
of like everyone making fun
But
of him
not just
for
his
that.
character, it also fits what's his face? The dies.
Coulson.
Coulson. It fits Coulson when, you know, it was like I helped in that.
yeah.
I helped in that. It's like you can see, like, oh yeah, that's just
You're a fan of
yeah,
this, like,
exactly.
as
That's
a comic book character.
yeah, the newer suit with the older, like, cartoony suit you had on.
Going through this whole movie, literally like beat by beat, with the exception of the beginning, I thought the action scenes are, from everything we've seen so far, the best, undeniably.
sure. Oh, yeah.
The scene of the War Machine and Iron Man and Iron Man 2, it's just that on crack. Pretty much the whole movie for this. In terms of the jokes and comedy, man, so much more lands than doesn't land, and it's just rapid fire. Every
There's-
character's written like a comic book.
I
feel like the
I love the line where
characters-
he's like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the way the characters interact with each other. Each one is so unique to who that is. Like Stark is just being like a douchey asshole the whole time, making like jokes, snide comments, and Captain America wants to be serious, and it's just so interesting how well they were able to
And
weave
see,
it
here's my
together.
interesting thing about that, where after watching First Avenger, which again, if you remember, now don't suspend me, but I thought it was number 2, not number 3. But I liked it that much.
I agree with you there.
Thank you very much.
You're the
Kevin.
one that's suspended. He's not even suspended. He's just sick.
He is suspended.
I
He
apologize.
is suspended.
I didn't realize
And if
that,
you
Andy.
want to flirt with the suspension as well, go ahead and keep talking, Chief.
Ragu bagu, you know what I mean?
Ragu back. All right, you're back. But it was that Captain America First Avenger made me, man, like, oh man. And I'm not still like loving in Captain America. I need to read some stuff. Chris Anka sent us or whatever. But it was, all right, fine. I see what he's doing in First Avenger. I forgot about the Steve Rogers part of it. I forgot about blah, blah, blah. Captain America in this Avengers thing. Now, don't get me wrong. When he's on, I really had a newfound respect, I think, for where he's calling the shots and putting everybody in the organization. Now that I've seen so much in where he goes, I felt like that meant more. But it was still like, I felt like a weird jumps where he was too military based on, and he was military there too. I don't know.
I mean, I think that makes sense because like I don't know how much time has passed from him waking up to like when the movie like takes place.
They're clear. It's 15 hours.
Was it really?
with it.
Okay, I was like, really?
Never says that.
'Cause, no, but he does look, and I believe that a bunch of deleted scenes of like a little bit more backstory. It's like
They show
30
more
minutes.
through stuff.
amount of time.
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
I wish they would have done more.
which we see more
Well,
in
we
Winter
see it,
Soldier.
yeah, in Winter
I
Soldier.
know, but I want it now.
Yeah, I mean that's my thing. Is like there was a few scenes that I felt like I remember a little bit more rose-colored glasses where like
And again,
the
it was
scene
we
where,
hadn't seen anything like this.
Yeah, it's weird because again, yeah.
Now I'm spoiled as shit. Where I'm like,
we
fucking
are
Civil War.
spoiled. We are spoiled. These people have been in like countless movies together, and they have a great chemistry. But I remember that scene where they're all like fighting with each other, and all the character like dynamics are starting to come to a head. And like Stark's like pissed off at Fury, and everyone's pissed at Fury, and then everyone's pissed at Stark, and they have that
Put on the
moment
suit.
where he's like, "Yeah, put on the suit, put on the suit."
man.
I remember that scene being a lot more believable the first time I watched it.
Really?
This time I was like, "Oh, I'm like, this is like so." It felt a little forced. It felt like,
I agree with
why
that.
would all these really smart characters in this city,
Yeah,
in
I
this part,
totally
really
disagree
be
with that.
angry with each other and like. I don't know. I felt like that was one of those moments in the movie where I'm like, I don't need this.
I
right
also-
now.
and this isn't-
It's strife for strife's
This
sake.
is me being a stupid moviegoer, right? But I also remember liking so much where she dupes Loki into telling her it's Hulk.
Yeah.
And that kind of was a jump too.
But I
You're
was like, wait,
how did
why?
she get to
Yeah,
Hulk?
he's just like, oh, I hear you have a monster too. And he's like, Banner. She's like, Banner. I'm like, wait, why?
She's like, wait, that's her play? Okay. Which I like, by the way. I
love
like
that
that
part. I
that's
love
her
that.
thing. But
It
yeah,
just was a
watching it
weird-
again, you're like,
Wait,
that's
why?
weird.
He talked about a lot of people, and then he said Banner.
This is weird. But I mean, again,
fucking
those are
Loki.
all. I think those are all minor gripes. Like this is still top tier to me. Like
I
when,
feel
when the movie kicks in and we get the final that build up to the revolving scene, like where the camera's
Yeah.
going.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
the same thing though. Just like getting for the first time in years to see that's my secret. I'm always angry.
Yeah.
It was like,
Dude,
what a great scene.
from that moment on through that fight, it's just like
yeah.
it's just perfect.
It
But even
was-
going back, like the Force fight, seeing them together fighting each other, like actually fighting each other when it's not just dialogue driven.
Yeah.
I loved that, and I loved
so good.
the dialogue driven stuff because I feel every single quip and every single line comes back in some way.
Yep.
Where
I
it's
like-
like
yeah.
when they
Even
make
that
jokes about
fight.
wearing the suit or not wearing the suit,
Yeah,
it's like
put on the
if
suit,
you
put on
would
the-
never sacrifice. He ends up sacrificing. Like
Yeah.
all
we're
of
seeing
this shit
growth.
builds.
Like there's so many little seeds that are planted. I feel like in that movie they get like come out and like
in other movies, but also in
but
this
no,
movie.
that's what I'm saying, in this
with
movie.
Stark with the tower, like when
Yeah.
Captain America calls him out, like that whole scene of just like, yeah, what's up, asshole, would put this
Build a
thing up,
monument to his own
and he
ego
goes,
or whatever
oh
it is.
shit, and then he realizes where they're
yeah.
going. That's awesome. But then to see at the end of the movie him
Also was a little
making
bit of a
it
jump.
Avengers Tower,
Yeah.
awesome. That is so.
I didn't
see
You know what's
him
funny, like,
making
you
it a
catch
Avengers
up the
Tower.
first
So
time.
you
Well,
just
him
see the
and
A that's left on there.
Well, yeah, but him and Pepper.
No,
Yeah,
before
are
that stuff.
built
Him
off.
looking at, if you look at the blueprints of it, you see
really?
he has different rooms set for each of the Avengers.
Yeah, I think one of the things that they really did, that Joss Whedon really did well in this, is obviously right up his alley, which is telling really fun character dynamic driven stories. And I think that's one of the things that he tried to do a little bit in Justice League, but they just failed, unfortunately. Which is really, if you look, you're right, every single character has a definitive arc. Right, there's a ton of B stories in this. We have the dynamic between Hawkeye and Scarlett Johansson's character. We have the Tony character. Everyone's got a sort of like butt
like
heads
paired,
character.
yeah.
They're all paired up, and all of them actually have arcs that come to fruition that feel very fulfilling at the end.
Yeah.
Not the least of which is Tony's, which I still stand by. Tony Stark is always like the main character. in
Stark's
all
the main
these things.
character,
Yeah.
for
and
sure.
for good reason, right? And I think even when it's him facing off against Loki, like every line Stark has is
So
like
good.
him, the jokes and everything, him making fun, calling Thor Point Break and
That-
Loki reindeer
I
games.
forgot about that
Yeah,
one.
and
That
it
killed
lasts,
me.
like-
And it's just so good. Like I love all that stuff so much, and I love that in addition to having each. There's a pairing of everybody butting heads. There's also the more buddy aspects of different
the Banner,
Yeah, see,
Stark.
Banner and Stark together. I'm just like
when they leave together, it's like, oh yeah, like they are becoming buddies.
they're becoming
yeah.
friends, and I love that because it's like it's easy to look at this movie and be like, or the Marvel franchise and be like, do we really need multiple geniuses? And I feel like this movie did a really good job of being like, hey, they're geniuses in different ways.
Yeah, they
and they
specialize in
appreciate
different
each
things.
other, and they
Right, yeah.
piggyback, and
they become a
He's
team.
got that
you
great
feel
line where
that.
he's like, finally, someone who speaks English. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah.
The shout out to the other line too, where like you guys were talking about how we're starting to see some of Thor's comedy come out in this one, and like obviously like we saw a little bit in Thor, but I love the line where he's like, "Careful, human, he is an Asgardian and my brother," and he's like, he just murdered hundreds of people. He's like, he's my
He's
half
his
brother.
daughter. Yeah.
he's a half-brother. Like things like that, where you're like. That, I do like the pacing for the most part in a lot of these scenes where they really did, like Joss Whedon did a great job of getting, like, keeping the tension going and keeping that ominous feeling going, but like breaking it up a little bit with the oddball joke here and there.
I mean, here and there. So the funny thing is, I try to, as I'm watching them, make notes to myself about like jokes
Yeah.
that they make, especially jokes that hit. I had to stop with this movie. It hit a point where I'm just like, every other line is funny. Every
good,
other line
yeah.
has some, even if it's a small thing like calling him Capsicle. You know,
Yeah.
like that's funny, and like
Yeah.
some that I did write down before I stopped, but like the Samuel L. Jackson making the bet with Captain America.
yeah,
Oh, and then he walks in and gives him
Walks in
$10. Yeah.
It's little things like that, or like the Galaga joke of like that guy's
Yeah.
playing Galaga, but then for it to cut back and show him playing Galaga, funny man.
Yeah, that was good. That was good stuff.
And Loki, they're like, oh, you scared of lightning? No, I'm just,
Well, I'm not
fond of
fond
fun.
of
That's
it.
what follows happens.
God,
I also,
it's
by the way,
great.
I just want to do it. I back when we were talking about, I think it was Iron Man 2, and how he's got that great scene where it starts playing AC/DC and he jumps
yeah.
out of the plane, which I think is the exact same song that they used in this one, right? Is it the same AC/DC
One's
song, Shoot to Kill?
Thunderstruck. I don't think it's.
I don't
in this
think
one.
Oh, it's
I think a
Thunderstruck, the
different
first one?
Yeah.
This one was not Shoot to Kill, I think is what it's
Yeah,
called,
that's
right?
what it is.
But it was great, yeah, where he hacks it.
What a
Did you miss
fucking
me, AJ
great,
Romanoff?
what a great scene! Like he, for no fucking reason, hacks into their intercom and starts playing AC/DC, and then
But
just
it's
fucking
not for no
bamboozles.
reason because that's
This is
his
hilarious.
character.
He
It's like
fucking
that's who
comes
he
in
is. He
and
comes in and he has to prove.
Mr. Stark, Captain, come
Yep.
the fuck
So
on.
good.
I feel like this
So
movie did
good.
such a good job of having the characters be separately introduced, bringing them together, having them have physical conflict, having them have, emotional conflict, and then joining together for good reason and having everything just kind of keep working. And I love that it didn't get too convoluted in terms of bad guys. Loki, so much better in this movie than he was in Thor.
So much better.
This is when he really starts to become himself.
Well, because he's also got something to
always
prove in this movie, right? And that's what we like about him. Is like he got his ass kicked in the last one, and now he's coming back with the Chitauri army, and he's like, "Oh, I've got something to prove." And you're like,
which that stuff kind of weird and lame, but whatever. That is what it is. You need to have that. But what I love about Loki is every single line he has. His first fucking line in the beginning part when it's in the shield thing, he's like, "I am Loki of Asgard, and I'm burdened with glorious purpose." Go fuck yourself. That is so
good.
awesome. He's smiling the whole time, and he just always feels like he is 5 steps ahead of everyone else, but then he's not, and that's the beauty of it. When Hawkeye shoots him with the arrow, and he just fucking catches it.
God,
It's
like
like, you're a fucking badass, and then it explodes. It's just like that is.
Well,
that's
when he's
so
fighting Thor,
good.
right? When he's fighting Thor, and they're like in a collar and elbow lockup, and he's like, look around, this isn't," and he's like, "It's too late." You know what I mean? Like you can see it there. Even he's like, "This wasn't the right thing to do," but fuck
But
it.
hey, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, this got obviously like what I love about it is it builds up to. There's so many great moments in this that I think are probably the best moments of the entire MCU at this point, right? We've got all the ones we talked about. We've got the iconic passing of the football scene where it somehow goes from all of them all the way up to like Iron Man, who's like blowing things around, and then it ends with that Thor shot where it's Thor and Hulk
Puts
and
the thing in, and boom.
slams it, crashes, and then just a beat, and then Hulk smashes it, punches Thor in the face.
Man,
that's fucking amazing. And then of course, in my opinion, what might have been the most gratifying moment out of any fucking movie up to this point, where Loki's talking mad shit to Hulk, and mid-sentence he just takes him,
grabs him, and just.
I was watching it with my wife, and even she started laughing at that. She was like, "God, that's such a good thing," because that's what he wanted him to do, because it's fucking Hulk, and it worked out so well.
And that's so unmovie-like. Like I remember seeing that in theaters and being like, "Whoa!" Like that seems like something that is fan fiction, and for it to pay off and actually work and not feel out of place.
And that line at the end where he's like, "Puny God," it's just like, oh, it's so perfect. Yeah,
great. I love that.
Out, man, took him
But
out.
I think a standout moment in like the middle of the fight, like the big fight scene, is when Iron Man like is flying down to that little place where Captain America and Black Widow are.
Oh, and he's like blasts
Yeah,
his
and
shield.
he shoots, and like
So
it's
good.
like the first time we've ever seen like them
move.
combine their powers together, and like, whoa, what a like video game move.
Exactly.
Like,
I loved that whole fight scene is so good. I love how long it was, and I think that it does what the best fight scenes do, which is it's simultaneously really cool choreographed action, but there's constant dialogue. There's this constant when we read comic books, you're constantly hearing their inner monologue, and there's always jokes and stuff. And I feel like a lot of times it just becomes who's going to punch harder, and it just keeps going. And I feel like this constantly had the quips to keep it moving and to keep things going and like going from character to character. And I love that the choreography was amazing, where they could have just had the Hulk punching the thing, the spin, and the football scene, right? No, they're like, we're gonna have Tony Stark fucking fly through one of the Leviathans. Like, why not?
So good.
They kept up in the ante with things being fucking cool. Hawkeye, they made Hawkeye cool.
Yeah.
How the fuck did they make Hawkeye cool?
That was some. I really found myself appreciating him in this film when I really haven't in previous viewings or thinking of Hawkeye. I was more like, oh no, this is fun. I like where he's at.
What they did with Hawkeye and Black Widow, I think, was brilliant. That like they are significantly lesser like superpowered, so they had their own like B story where they were going back and forth trying to like where they have a fight, like that fight means something.
Yeah, you actually care about
Yeah,
them.
exactly. And it's not like if he was trying to fight the Hulk, it wouldn't have worked, you know.
Yeah.
And
Which,
that's so
the
cool.
one thing about that I didn't absolutely love was Scarlett Johansson like jumping on Cap's shield and going on one of the flying scooters.
Oh yeah,
but that was another one of those combo scenes where
Which was
it
cool.
like,
See, that was cool, but like, I just feel like
I liked a lot.
her being a human doing
the
that
line
felt
right
weird.
before it,
no,
right?
he's
This will be
strong,
fun, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this will be fun. And then, then getting up there and it's like, so she's
was your
controlling the Kachari through
knives,
the Kachari, Kachari, whatever.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. But
that's like, I feel like that's when you've got to just be like, all right,
totally.
it's calm.
Yeah. That's the thing is like if you make 10 jokes and 9 of them land, you did fucking great. And I feel with action, it's like when 90% of it is like believable and cool, you did your job.
Yeah.
But I just feel like even in that moment where you're like, where she was like, I need to, and he was like, all right. And like you see it happen, it's so cool. It's like look at these guys interacting
Work together. And I loved the that scene where it was her Hawkeye and Captain America kind of more on the ground fucking punching these dudes and stuff. And when Cap runs out and jumps down. The guy's like, you see the cops talking, and then Cap just fucking wrecks these.
Why should I listen to you?
Yeah, and
He
then
does say- says
immediately
He just
exact
turns
same.
around, walks away.
That's so by the books, and it's so perfect.
It's gratifying.
It's so gratifying.
Also, shout out to the star of this movie, Ashley Johnson.
Ashley Johnson,
Yeah.
friend
Like
of the show.
way more scenes than I remember her being in. She's
So
like
when
in
there were a
every
bunch-
other cut.
There was some cut out too.
Were there?
Yeah, did you read this on the trivia?
I mean, I remember back in the day. I didn't read on the trivia.
there was a scene where she flirts with Captain America.
I thought when
And-
I saw her, I thought she was going to be like some.
Well, I
level
thought
of
so
love
too.
interest
Yeah,
for
yeah, I
him.
thought
well,
that.
it was building to that, and Stanley is like in this diner, and he's like, "She's flirting with you, you idiot," or something like that.
Oh,
He said something
interesting.
like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe how much I loved this movie. A lot of these ones, going back to them, I liked them more than I did the first time. Thor was the only one that I liked less than when I rewatched it. I like Avengers even more than I did before, and that's shocking to me because I really liked it. I saw it 3 times in theaters, and I have never seen it fully since. So I think that does help a lot. But man, I couldn't believe it because it's funny that you say that all the stuff that comes after makes you like it less. Seeing all the stuff that comes after makes me like it more. I feel like the way the action and the lines are choreographed is just so much better than some of the things we see.
But so I also liked it more this time because of the same reason I liked Captain America more, where it was like you can see where the seeds
Sure.
are being planted for Winter Soldier, and it's just like when they find like those Hydra guns, and it's like, and then there's that also the people that run Shield. Where it's like, oh, these people are Hydra. Like those connections are being
That's
made.
true.
We can
Yeah.
look like later when we see it. It's like it's clear.
You
but
understand
yeah,
why.
it's so exciting. Just the universe building is like insane.
Oh, you're talking about interaction earlier. I just want to give a shout out to one of my favorite scenes where Hulk tries to pick up the hammer. When he tries to pick up
And he,
Thor's
like,
hammer.
oh, yeah.
He's
Grinds
like
it.
grasping
Goes
at it, and then
into
his
the
like
floor.
feet start
Yeah.
gunning it.
Well,
I
that's
just
the
love that
thing,
whole
too.
scene where it sets up that dynamic with Hulk and Thor, where he just walks in, he's like, "Easy, big fella, like, I'm on your side. All right, fuck it." Hammer smash, like it's that great scene where he's running at him. He just reaches out
And it just
grabs
takes
the
a while
hammer,
for it to
knock
come.
out,
just knocks him into the F-23. Or
That
whatever it
whole
is.
scene of them in the carrier where everyone starts fighting and stuff, that lasted a lot longer than I remember. And there was a lot more one-on-one fights. Like, I didn't really remember some of the scenes that happened. Like, I remember Thor fought Hulk, but I didn't remember it lasting as long as it did and having as many phases. And I thought that was great. Meanwhile, Tony and Cap working together for the first time.
That was fun.
And him doing the whole, like, with his jets fucking making the thing go.
It
See, I
appears
felt
to be
that one
running
went
on
on too long.
electricity.
That was hilarious. I felt like that one went
Yeah,
on a
that
little
was
too
funny.
long. I'm like, all right, just start the turbine.
Just
You
let's
know
go.
what I mean?
Let's get it going.
Real quick with Scarlett Johansson in that scene where Hulk is like chasing her, I fucking felt
There was real fear there.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so and
And her
like
acting's
that makes
usually-
totally sense. You're crazy. She's
How
great.
dare you?
She's
How
fucking
dare
great.
you? Did you see
You
Ghost
piece of
World?
shit.
How dare you?
Did you even see it?
Lost in translation? How dare you?
I will say I'm not a fan of Chris Hemsworth facial hair in this one though. Could have been a lot more robust. My own
hair
opinion.
overall.
More robust.
Yeah, like
Fair,
a weird,
fair.
like like it was too trimmed down. I like it a little more grizzly. Grizzly.
Also, one last thing before we switch off. I think we got to give more credit to that fight scene because holy
And that's
shit!
the thing is
That
this
was so
movie
fun.
has so
that
many
was the
awesome
first time we
fights,
saw
them
these
against
heroes
each other.
fighting each other, and it was Iron Man versus Thor, and then Cap comes in and then gets attacked by Thor and can like hold on for even a moment.
Yeah.
But like still was enough to end the fight. And also we
great,
see
man.
Cap kind of take control of the situation and be like, hey, let's stop fighting.
Yeah, I'm the fucking leader.
Yeah.
I'm the fucking
Well, I
make
like
this
that
shit
too
happen.
because I think you get an accurate sense of Cap's abilities, right? When he's fighting Loki, it's like there's no chance. He has no chance against Loki. And also, I might be crazy, but didn't Loki appear like he was way bigger than some of the humans in some of the scenes? Like, did you catch that at all?
No.
I don't know if that's the way they shot it.
Maybe is it his helmet?
It might be his helmet,
When
but
he
I
made him
feel
kneel,
like
yeah.
I feel like when he's walking amongst the humans, when he's like when they trapped him, like they purposely made him a little bit bigger than everyone else. I don't know, maybe it's because maybe I'm just crazy.
Those
Maybe
are just
they-
grunts, yeah, so probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, there was a lot of interesting camera moves too, where like dealing with perspective of when it was like a human, like whenever Coulson was talking to one of the superheroes, a lot of it was shot up just to get that feeling
Yeah,
of like them being larger.
that
than
hero
life.
shot. I miss Coulson, by the way.
God, me
Oh
too.
man, yeah.
I guess
And then
Agents
here's
of
the
S.H.I.E.L.D.,
thing,
right?
man.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Like another thing I don't like about this movie is killing Coulson and also introducing the girl.
Yeah, I can't
What,
remember her
Smothers?
name. What-
Yeah,
Oh, how dare you,
Maria
sir?
Hill.
Maria Hill.
How
Yeah.
dare you, sir? That is How I Met Your
dare you.
Mother's Colby Smulders.
Have you seen
and she
Colby
is amazing.
Smulders and How
yeah.
I Met
In this
how dare
movie,
you?
she's not. She's just kind of there, and I mean,
Well,
we'll have to keep watching the rest of the movies.
wasn't that build up really for Shield? Wasn't she in? Isn't she in Shield?
She was in the first episode of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know if she
oh, is it
continued
just
to do
really?
it.
It's a Coulson show, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know, but I know she comes back in other movies, but it's just, I don't know. She always feels so just like, oh yeah, I guess you're there. You know, it felt more out of place than Hawkeye to me. Even the first time I watched it, and especially watching it now, I'm like, great, you're a Coulson replacement. Like that's why Coulson died, is so that you could live.
Yeah, exactly. Coulson
yeah.
made the ultimate
But like
sacrifice.
Coulson's death, I feel like is so important.
I think
galvanizes
it was
them.
great. I mean, that's
And
the
it,
reason
it
they
does two
assembled.
really good things. It makes them assemble, and it also shows you how fucking good Nick Fury is at what he does.
Nick fucking Fury.
Nick fucking
When
Fury,
He sees a plane taking off, and he comes out with a rocket launcher.
Shoots
Why?
it, he
one
shoots
of his
it down.
guys, by the way, one of his own guys. And he
Hey,
just
man,
shoots
they're
the
going
fucking
rogue.
head.
Yeah, they're going rogue. Well, they're not going rogue. He's
They're
going rogue.
they're
Yeah.
not listening to his
He
commands.
shoots that one down with the rocket launcher and then pulls out his handgun, and it's just like, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
shot.
But like, dude, what a badass.
What a fucking badass. And then I love him. He just goes full SLJ when they're talking like, yeah, dude, we're going to launch the nuke. He's like, that's a dumbass idea.
I love it. I love it.
Fucking
Good,
great. Oh my God. Action scenes that we didn't talk about. The, like when Hawkeye in Germany, when there's just classical music playing and Loki like takes over the thing and Hawkeye's coming in wrecking fulls.
Ugh.
Fucking
With the
awesome.
eyeball.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the eyeball.
scanner.
Oh my
Super.
God.
Brutal.
And like there's a lot of like the cool camera moves where the camera like does the flip with the.
Is it a
the flips
scanner or
and
does
stuff.
it bore the eye out?
I feel like it bored his eye out.
I mean, it had the blue light that like all the Tesseract stuff did, so it might have been boring the eye
Because
out.
it was
but
spinning and had
Yeah, I thought it like
fork
drilled his eye
pieces.
out and like I don't know why.
And,
like a
like,
3D
transported
scan
it over
It was
it.
really brutal.
I don't know. That was brutal, but like
It was violent.
it made them look like really evil people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question I have.
Lay it on me.
It wasn't clear to me.
Sure.
When there's the whole invasion scene of the helicarrier and it's Hawkeye and all the other people that are like control taking over, how is there so many people?
So here's the thing. There was the scene with what's the
Sarsgaard.
yes.
Yeah, he's like, how did you find this many people? And he
he's
says,
like,
turns
"There's a lot
out
of
Shield
people."
has a lot of enemies. They just
So
recruited.
you
Oh, yes.
you
okay.
would assume
There we go. There we
perhaps
go.
that's a hint of
'Cause, like,
Hydra.
Hydra people, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that they, were attacking the helicarrier and taking it down, but like, goddamn. Samuel Jackson
400
fucking
people.
shooting these
He was just
dudes.
shooting people as they were
Die,
coming through.
Die. I'm like, holy crap. Like, if these were just people that were taking over,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
kind
no,
of
I think
that's
they
kind
were-
of fucked up.
They
a lot
had
of
some of
people.
that Shikari money that they
Yeah.
were throwing
Yeah.
around.
Shikari. Yeah.
It's so many different
when
variants of that word. that you
when
said.
Hawkeye comes back and he's like, how many? And she's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like that was another I
Very
thought
cool thing. Good
powerful
moment.
scene where it was like, damn.
And also the Hulk's suicide line.
Yeah.
Which
Which
like,
is-
I put a bullet in my mouth and the other guy spit it out.
Yeah.
That's fucked up,
That's
man.
fucked up, and it adds so much character development. And little Easter egg here: that scene was actually in a deleted scene from The Incredible Hulk.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see like that scene exists. You could watch it.
Oh, where he shoots himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what's funny is actually I forget which ones they were, but there were a lot more references in this to the Incredible Hulk than I remember there being.
Well, they show the fight.
like him just.
Well, there's
oh,
that, but
Yeah.
he's like, he says, when she's like, oh, we're taking you to New York. And he's like, what, last time I was in Harlem.
I destroyed
took-
Harlem
yeah.
or what it
I
was.
broke it or something.
Which
And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I was like, oh, wait, I saw that.
Yeah, I was like, I
Yeah.
totally didn't catch out the first time they actually made direct reference to he is.
Yeah.
Because in my brain, for some reason, I was like, oh, it's a different
And
Hulk.
she was like,
but-
oh, you mean that time like a bunch of school children showed up right after you beat the Abomination? And like it was really awkward that they stand around for the fight. And then we just took the Abomination and put him somewhere.
where is he?
Yeah, who knows?
Where is he?
Doesn't matter.
We
We
freeze
don't
him
know.
in ice? No one knows.
We talked a lot about the comedy already. I loved the like he's my only good eye, my one good eye.
Yeah.
Tom Coulson.
Oh gosh, I love the other
Also-
part where he's like,
Choice.
this is like,
Yeah, how did you see her? Yeah.
he turns his head.
Good.
Got it.
But like that's the injecting their like the characters' humor or personalities into those scenes that made the story, I think, the overall movie so good. It felt like it was not like a new movie. It felt like it was an amalgamation. Like it should have been. You
Well,
know?
what I love about it is the whole standalone universe building. I feel like this movie succeeds on both fronts
Mm-hmm.
very well, and I feel like this movie is an origin movie, and it has all the similar plot points. But instead of it being just for one person, it is the origin
the
of the
team.
team of the group, and it's all these parts that we've already been familiar with. But having them go through the struggles they did, I thought it was really, really well done. And I feel like some of the later movies don't have that magic or even close to it.
yeah.
The whole Tesseract weapon stuff, though, that was one of my only other gripes with it, where I'm like, would they really be that mad that Nick Fury
Yeah,
made some
but-
cool guns? Like, would they really be that mad? Like, everyone's like, oh, I'm so mad that you made these awesome guns. It's like,
I feel like that makes sense though when giving Captain
Again,
America's
that was-
history, giving Tony Stark's history.
yeah, but that was just
Also,
one of those
we-
moments where I was like, this
like-
felt a little forced.
But
Like,
who's making those guns?
I mean, Shield is making those guns.
Yeah, but who's Shield? We find out
That's
later.
true.
But they
Yeah.
don't know that.
No,
But at
I
the
know.
same
We
time,
don't know
it's
that.
like-
But again, that's
I don't know.
universe
You
building.
feel like everyone would be like, maybe you should have made the guns. When
Yeah,
you
no,
see
you're probably
a Chitauri army
when a
flying through a
god
fucking
flew
wormhole.
down here, and
I don't
fought.
know. I don't
But
know.
that's why they had their phase. Or
I mean, this is what
they kept
it's
saying
supposed to be
phase
the
2.
Civil War.
Yeah.
Like we need to go to phase 2, and it was like
Phase 2 is the
okay,
thing.
yeah.
We're
It's
gonna
like
fucking
subliminal
get there.
messages. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna get to phase 2. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, guys,
Yeah.
cool.
And then post-credit scene, we saw the Thanos thing, which was cool. Rewatching it now, it's like it's crazy to think that all these movies built into seeing the Avengers.
And that was
And
only
at the-
2012.
Yeah, and
It
at the
feels
end-
so much longer.
It feels so much longer because it's been so many movies ago. But it's crazy that we got that first hint of Thanos, and it did feel like he's been popping up for.
Well, what's crazy
Years.
is
He's popping up.
like watching that whole movie and knowing that like okay, this is gonna lead to Thanos, but like at the time when it revealed that it was Thanos, I remember being in the movie theater going, "Whoa."
And here we are.
Yeah.
I remember a
years
couple
later,
people in the
where
movie theater going, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
I was like,
I was
yeah,
talking
a
about
lot
my
of
midnight
people.
showing of Avengers. The woman in front of me, fucking Kermit the Frog arm in it. Thanos turned around and she went, it's like, how the fuck do you know so much about this?
The purple thumb.
Goddamn California raisin turning around.
And the shawarma scene, which introduced the first ever mid credits and post credits, where one's universe building
Yeah,
and one's
one's
more
fun,
just comedic
yeah.
fun. Love it. Obviously, it's a classic, and it's just so funny to see them in costume. all
Also, so
together.
funny just to watch Captain America hiding his face.
beard. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. I forget what movie was he working on after
I
that
don't
that they
know.
got him back for. Or maybe he just had a beard.
He had,
Yeah,
no,
he
that's
just
what it was.
had
He
a
had a
beard.
beard.
He just had a beard.
He
They were
had a
like,
beard
"Oh,
for
well."
another film he was working
Yeah.
on, so he had to do that to cover his
That's
face.
so good.
Looking at Easter eggs and fun little stuff here. Obviously, Tony Stark says Avengers were Earth's mightiest heroes. It's a fun little thing.
That's a great scene too. Him and
Yeah.
Loki up there when he goes and puts on the thing
And
and
he hits
talks.
great. Lou Ferrigno does have a cameo in this
Does he
movie.
really?
Really?
Where was he
This is
at?
not what you'd think. He is the Hulk. The voice of the
Yeah.
Hulk.
Really?
Just like
Yeah,
in
the
the
base
last
of
one.
the roar is Lou Ferrigno.
Oh,
that's
but like
awesome.
it's Mark
They-
Ruffalo who does the puny.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
roar
But
is Lou
they
Ferrigno.
combined like 4 different people's voices
And animals
Yeah.
and shit. But yeah, Lou Ferrigno's in there. Which is
Hulk's a
cool.
badass.
Fun little
Wiener
thing.
Mhm.
So you got- yeah,
When
they got a
Thor
couple.
first catches up with Loki, 2 ravens can be seen flying across the screen. They're obviously Odin's pet ravens, Hugin and Munin.
Yep.
There it is.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think we all knew that.
Implying that he's keeping his eyes on proceedings from afar.
Eye.
I love that fucking
His
scene
eye.
too.
His eye. You're right. It does say eye. Yeah.
I love that scene where he's just like, it starts and you see from his perspective he's flying and then just like
Yeah.
nails the plane.
Oh.
Fucking Thor. Hemsworth, you did it.
And then when Hulk falls from the sky, the guy that finds him is
Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah,
That's
from
crazy.
Aliens. Yeah, so you're an alien. Fun
It's so
little
weird that they cast
out
him
of
as that.
movie.
That must just be a little weird cameo.
I mean, he's
like,
a character
let's just do
actor
it.
though.
Yeah, I was
like
gonna
he was
say,
in
is that really-
so many things.
He says he's a classic actor though. It's weird that they must have just been like, "Hey man, do me a favor and do this."
Like, does he have any major roles? Because
Harry
I've
Dean
seen
Stanton, he's been in a ton of stuff.
he's been in a ton of stuff, but like I think he's only been like lead
He's
actor
generally
in
that
one,
guy that
one movie.
you remember from
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
He was Bruce Willis in Die Hard.
He was.
shit.
He played Bruce Willis's
God.
body double in Die
This thing
Hard.
runs deeper than I
He was
thought.
also the Nakatomi Plaza.
In one of the random screens in the background when they're talking about Hawkeye and Black Widow, you can see them fighting together, and it's like the same fighting style that you see them have later in the movie when they are actually fighting together, and it's like that's probably Budapest that they keep.
Oh, he's like
referencing.
Budapest. He's like, we remember Budapest very differently.
Yeah.
Oh, another quick note. All the choreographed Black Widow stuff, her fighting style looks so cool and
Oh, man.
is so well choreographed. Like in the beginning when we first see her fight, and later on, it looks so cool.
Everything
She's so
she does,
good.
the chair fighting in the
Yeah.
interrogation
Yeah, that's
scene,
awesome.
to fight
doing the
against
backflip
Hawkeye.
and landing and breaking the chair on the dude.
I love that her defining thing is her flippity dippity shit that was
Yeah.
introduced in Iron Man 2, and I feel like this movie just really took it to the next level, and that was awesome. When Banner and Stark are having that conversation about
through
how
the
the Hulk
glass.
saved his life, whatever, through the glass, there's a reflection, and it looks more like the Hulk than Mark Ruffalo when he saw
really?
the Hulk saving his life.
That's
And I saw a screen of him. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, it really does. Thanos is told by the fucking weird
The
Chitauri
voice
guy.
of-
I'm a hickory stick.
You can only get me at
You guys,
Christmas.
do you guys recognize him though? Like we've
No.
seen him. We'll see him again later.
Oh, I mean, he looks like one of the weird alien dudes. Yeah.
he's the main weird alien dude.
Yeah, I know.
Thanos is
Important
told
guy.
that to go after humans is to
Oh, what's his
court
name?
death.
What's his name? I'm
I
sorry.
think it is the voice of Thanos.
He's an important guy. What's his name?
I think
Oh,
it-
so he's
I
so
think it's the
important,
voice
you
of
guys.
Thanos.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, he said you have to court death.
And he
That's why he
smiles. Like,
smiles.
Yeah, he
Which
loves
is like
death.
his whole, exactly, his thing from Infinity.
Yeah, so Infinity Gauntlet, he falls in love with
But
the
what-
literal physical embodiment of death.
What a horrible line, though. Like, they're unruly.
They're unruly, which means they can't be ruled.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
You're right,
by
I guess.
definition,
Yeah.
that is what that means.
Smart.
They like the rock and roll.
This is not so much easier, just a fun thing.
AC/DC.
There were very few times that everyone was in town at once, but on one night when they were, Chris Evans sent them all a text simply saying "assemble," and it's the tagline of the movie. You might be familiar.
For sure.
Promoting a night out on the town. So Clark Gregg, Agent Coulson, has stated that this is his favorite text message he's ever received.
Fuck yeah, because you have to imagine he hasn't got one since, right? Like I imagine that Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth and Robert Downey Jr. are all partying together. They're not calling Coulson.
I like to think they do every
I like
time.
to think they do too.
And then he's some like guy in the background, like with the janitor hat on, just hidden cleaning something.
No. They're
Tom
calling
Hiddleston.
Don
Uncredited.
Cheadle before they're calling Coulson for sure. For sure.
He's gone.
Cheadle's here?
No,
You're thinking Terrence Howard.
yeah, I am. You're right. I'm sorry.
No
Tom
one's called
Hiddleston
Terrence.
revealed in an interview with The Guardian that the code name for the film early in its production was Group Hug.
That's awesome.
Solid name.
And I
That
enjoyed
is
that.
fucking awesome.
And then, cameos. We talked about Ashley Johnson and, of course, Stan Lee. He was the guy in the newscast being like, superheroes in New York.
I don't believe it, yeah.
No way. That's fun. And also, shout the fuck out to the end credits. Those things were hot. The CG weapons going over there and stuff with the fucking Avengers theme playing. Oh my God. So cool. I thought they did such a great job with that.
Sorry. I think I just sang X-Men.
That was Star Wars. that you just did.
I don't know. Who knows?
That
I'm
was
so
the
sick
last
right now.
Jedi
I can
trailer.
barely see.
Yeah.
I
so
can
that was
barely
fun.
see.
So, Greg, I got to toss this to you. Yeah. It's time.
It's
for
Ragu
Ragu
Bagu.
First off, the one thing we do need to give a shout out because people are in their cars screaming right now that we haven't said it. The spin around still as awesome as ever.
Oh,
I
God,
got
yes.
goosebumps for that
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
A beautiful moment.
So if you are just checking in on Ragu Bagu, which is Rad Guys on Bad Guys, you know that Andy is suspended. So I am now the only rad guy talking about bad guys.
I think Kevin and I are co-presidents.
and
we're
here's what the
co-presidents, so-
standings were before this movie. We had, these are the villains from the Marvel movies. We had at number 5, Abomination. At number
Which is a
4,
terrible placement for him.
Loki. At number 3, Obadiah Stane. At number 2,
Awful
Rockwell
Obadiah
and Mickey.
Stane.
And then at number 1, Red Skull.
Okay.
I think we'd be stupid not to say that Loki now gets to go at number 1. It is now
So
Loki
is
from
there two
Avengers.
Lokis?
No, yeah, there's
Yeah,
two
oh, yeah,
Lokis.
two
Oh,
Lokis.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
two Lokis for sure.
Can you
Gotta
write in
keep this shit.
parentheses Thor?
Of course. Yes, thank you. I will do that.
Let's
I will
just
do
keep
that.
that separate.
Of course.
Because
Of course.
Loki
We're
will
going to get
come
to
back. We'll see him
Ragnarok and
again.
Loki's in there again.
We
It's
are
all
going to
right.
eventually have to get serious and have the Loki listing, which is another podcast we'll need to build.
Is that a sub podcast? Is that
Yeah.
a sub Ragu Bagu?
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you launch the Ragu Bagu podcast, can you let me know?
I think
so
we've
can be
already
a part
launched
of
it.
That's
It's
already
this
been
one
launched.
right
He's
now.
talking about the
Of
Loki
course, you know
listing.
to follow us on Twitter at Ragu Bagu Vids. That is a real thing. You can also find us on Patreon at Ragu Bagu.
Jesus Christ.
I need to make a Patreon for
Please
that tonight.
don't. Please don't.
Oh my
There's
God.
only one tier you can subscribe at $1,000.
Don't. Someone will do it. People are crazy.
I just subscribe to Kind of Funny then. And you can.
right.
Oh, can I add a Ragu Bagu subscription on Kind of Funny?
For $1,000.
You get to be a Ragu Bagu. We just give you the password of the Twitter. Have fun. Who cares? Sure. All right, cool.
Nothing bad can come from that.
You heard it here first. It's cool, Greg. Yeah, he is over there, just low riding it, so low. Can you pull up the rankings so far? Thank you.
There they are.
So we have Iron Man at number 1, Iron Man 2 at number 2, Captain America: The First Avenger at number 3, The Incredible Hulk at number 4, and Thor at number 5. Now is where we put our votes out there and see where this lands. I say easy, not even a question. This is number 1.
I agree.
I've said from the beginning, whenever we talk about this, it's dirty pool. It's not fair. But of course, this is number 1. How could it not be? All
But
this builds to that.
It's not dirty pool. Like let's.
Yeah, it is.
let's
We
be-
already care about the characters and
but
they
like,
fucking knock it
That's
out of
not.
the
That's
That's not
not
what makes this
cheating.
movie
Wait,
good.
no, but like that's not cheating. That's good story building. If you make 5 like decent to great movies that come before something, and then you grab those story threads that you have out there and you weave another story that's awesome, like good. That deserves to be first place then.
I think this movie stands alone better than any of those movies.
I will say,
you watch
as the
Iron Man?
one dissenting voice from this, I had more fun rewatching Iron Man than I did watching this one. Having said that, No, yeah, there's no way. Avengers by far the better
There we go.
of all the
Got
movies.
scared there.
Yeah.
That we'd have to have an
Iron Man, I
argument.
thought I remember I laughed more and I had more fun rewatching
Really?
Iron Man
You
than
laughed
this one.
more in Iron Man than
I
this?
did. I don't know. I'm a sucker for Robert Downey Jr.
Me too,
And
man.
if every scene is Robert Downey Jr., I'm into it. But you cannot argue that this is the perfect culmination of all 5 movies that came before it. You cannot argue that this is probably the best formatted superhero from like start to finish, set up to pay off out of anything that's happened so far. So I think Avengers has to be number
I mean,
one.
that's the thing is Iron Man 1 is so good, but yeah, this just takes it on such a level. I think there's a sizable gap even between Avengers going down to Iron Man. Andy, I got his
Luckily,
rankings
Winter
wrong.
Soldier's next, right?
You got it. You got it.
No, it's not.
No,
Iron Man 3 is
no.
next.
Oh shit! Well,
Yeah,
it's not
Andy's
Shane
vote it
Black.
was also that Avengers is number 1.
Okay.
So
well, no one cares about Andy.
there we go. I mean, unanimous.
Can we try
Avengers,
to revote
number
Captain
1.
America? See if we can make that number
No,
3 now.
fuck you, Kev.
Okay, all
I hate
right.
you and everything you
I just
stand
wanted to see we had
for.
options.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's up, Greg? You have some more?
Patreon.com/kindafunny. $1,000.
Yeah.
You get to run the Ragu Bagu Vids account for a week.
Okay.
No Nazi stuff.
1 week.
No
One
Nazi
week.
stuff.
You gotta have
Don't
caveats
put that
in their heads.
You can't put Nazi shit out there. 'Cause that's the first thing I think is all of a sudden it turns over and it's like Hail Hydra Nazi sign.
Well,
How about
Here's
this?
the
How about
thing,
this?
like,
Here, what it is? Ragu
Would it be
Bagu.
surprising there'd be Nazi stuff on the Rad Guys, Bad Guys podcast?
Great question.
They're the ultimate bad guys.
Here's the deal.
but they're not
How about-
rad.
Here's what I'll float to you
You're-
right now.
you're fucking
Here's what I'll
moving
float
points.
to you right now. For $1,000, you get to run the Ragu Bagu Vids account for a week. What that means, though, is we just give you Joey Noel's phone number. You text Joey Noel whatever you want to tweet. She has to tweet it from the Ragu
There you go.
Bagu
That's
Vids
better.
account.
Yeah.
For $2,000, I will just give you Joey Noel's phone number.
Why wouldn't they do it for $1,000?
It's cheaper, Nick.
Can't find
Go
that
to
logic.
patreon.com/kindafunny. See what I came up for the Ragu Bagu Big Bow.
He's not updating
Let us
it.
know in the comments below
Oh, I am.
what your ranking is so far of phase 1 of the Marvel Cinematic
So
Universe.
twisted.
Yeah. Next week, we will be looking at Iron Man 3, and things are about to
No,
get
that's not true.
contentious.
Next week we're watching Black Panther. Right?
I think we're Iron Man 2 and Black Panther.
Well,
right?
no.
Three.
Next
it's one a
Tuesday
week.
will be Iron Man 3.
Got it.
Then
okay.
we're gonna do Black Panther on
Panther.
Friday, right?
Yes.
We
So
haven't.
that's what's going to happen. I mean, we'll explain this next week when it makes more sense again. But Iron Man 3 will be next Tuesday. And then we're going to watch Black Panther on Thursday and put the review up on Thursday night. There will not be an episode of the show that following week.
Does
'Cause
this, does this
that
officially
week.
kick off phase 2? It's
Iron
phase
Man
2.
3.
Iron Man
Yeah.
3 is phase 2.
Iron Man 3
Thank you.
kicks off phase 2.
There it is, ladies.
This is the end of phase 1.
Joey, just to be clear what's happening. You go to
We are giving your phone number
patreon.com/kindafunny.
away.
You donate $1,000. You get to run Ragu Bagu Vids on Twitter for a week. But we can't just give out the password because then what if they don't give it back right? So we're gonna give away your phone number, which means they text you what they want to tweet from the Ragu Bagu Vids account, and you then do it.
way to get a hold of me but my phone.
Right. No, the phone number.
Well, I mean, it's got to be instantaneous. What if you got a hot Ragu Bagu Vids tweet? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't let that cook.
You guys,
Great.
the next 2 movies are going to be rough. Iron Man 3 and Thor.
Dark World.
Dark World.
Hey, Natalie Portman comes
But
back to
then
Dark World.
Winter Soldier.
I'm actually extremely excited for all 3 of the next ones because it's been so long since I've seen them.
Yeah.
And I really wonder what my opinion is of Iron Man 3.
Hasn't been that long since I've seen it. Saw it in August. No, October.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
He's flirting with a suspension.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he
But
does.
Black Panther. Woo-hoo, God, I can't wait
All right,
for
guys.
that
Love
shit.
you. Bye.
Have a marvelous day.
Thank you. There it
Ragu Bagu Vids could be yours for $1,000.
Don't do it. Cut.
Andy Cortez is unruly and thus can't be ruled.
Hold on. Hold on. One more turn. I'm slowing down.